Alright, we're live. Welcome, guys, to the Art Bastards, episode 2. You're joined here by me, Chris McQuinlan. We're here with Jeffrey, Chamba, Cruz.
What's up?
And Cassandra James, as always.
Hey!
And this week we've got special guest Martin Abel. Thanks for joining us, man.
Hey, guys. Good to be here.
So we've just been shooting the shit beforehand, and we're thinking we're probably going to talk about, was it Patreon or conventions today?
I guess
Or both.
I don't see why not.
Cool. Well, seeing as we were talking about it like 5 seconds ago, so we might as well just keep up the Patreon conversation. Now, everyone here's got a Patreon?
Yes.
Yeah, it seems to be the case.
Dude, that's actually
Cool.
Are you there?
Stuff.
I think we lost
sorry,
it.
my phone was doing some weird stuff.
That was cool.
Technology, bro. That's how it works.
It was actually a notification saying Chris McQuinlan is now live.
I knew it.
So it's our own fault. Okay.
Thanks, Chris.
You're welcome.
Yeah, I can blame you.
Thanks for subscribing,
yeah,
by
so-
the way.
Patreon.
That's really weird,
So,
though,
yeah, we're-
thinking about this, because most of the feedback I get on Patreon is that most people don't want to use it. And
Use
that
Patreon?
or they're against it because they don't like the idea of people putting their art behind a paywall. But yet here we are, all 4 of us use it, and quite regularly, because I follow 2 out of the 3 of you. So
I'm curious, right, though, like what the issue is in terms of artists being against this whole, like, I guess it's art by subscription.
Yeah.
essentially it is, yeah.
So what is the primary issue? Like, is it because, like, oh, you're selling yourself short, or you're selling out, or what
Well,
is
I reckon
exactly the
from
deal?
what I've seen, there's a lot of people, especially like I see this stuff a lot on Twitter, where people, even in regards to commissions, get offended by the idea that they have to pay for art from an artist because they think an artist should just do it because they love it. And I imagine the idea of having a paywall like
Go away.
Patreon is the same thing. Where they're like, well, you've been sharing it for free for years, why do I have to pay to see it now?
I don't know. Yeah.
Mm. So musicians who
Look,
love
it really
singing
depends
should do it for
what you're
free.
doing.
Well, also, if you're an actor, you should just act for free. If it's
Yeah, you love it, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, if you love something, just do it for free. I'm sure
Yeah.
accountants love doing accounting. They're just
But see, that's
Yeah,
the
the
thing.
latex
Like,
stuff
a lot
is
of the
free.
times, I figure with some of those jobs, it's like, oh, I don't really like it, but it pays the bills, and I'm like, well, that's the bonus that we have. We enjoy what we do.
Yeah.
There's
we're
also
just
still
kind
that
of-
consideration, though. Like, you don't always enjoy every job that you do as an artist.
Absolutely, yeah. I mean, like, obviously, you know, I try to be as positive as possible in terms of the jobs that I'm doing. Where, like, the fact that I get to draw is pretty damn awesome in itself. So, you know, I'm taking that from the gig, regardless of whether or not I'm enjoying the actual subject
Yeah.
or the
Yeah,
project. You know. But, hey, man, if I enjoy it, I should do it for free, right, guys?
Oh, totally, man. I can't believe you charged for that.
I know.
But
I'm
if you did, I'd totally commission you.
yeah, I'm such a prick. We all are at this point, actually.
And it's like a hard thing too. Like, I've gone, like, from when I started doing commissions and things, like, my prices were really low. But as I've gotten into this and met more people, they've always told me that I need to charge more. But there's still these people in the world who are like, you should be charging nothing at all. It's like, I'm glad I didn't get stuck in that trap, because there probably would have been a time when I first started out as an artist and just would have charged nothing because I just wanted to get my work out there and exposed.
Yeah. And I mean, there's still something to be said for self-publishing your own comic, though, with the expectation that you're not going to make any money off it, but from someone walking up to you and expecting something for free.
Yeah, that's definitely different, though. Like, you wanting to do something because you wanted to put something out, you know the risks behind it. It's completely different than, like, oh, everyone expects something for free.
I'll pay you an exposure.
Yeah, cool. Cool.
Like, I can see it in
We
that point
all
of view.
want
Like, if you were doing a webcomic, for example, that came out weekly, you're uploading it as free content on the internet.
Absolutely,
So,
but you're also making it by your choice.
yeah. But
You know?
you can then have the Patreon there, so you have early access to the book.
Yeah,
or to
absolutely.
The comic.
And
You have extra,
essentially
like,
what would
behind the
be
scenes
useful.
stuff as well.
Yeah.
Yeah. So I can see it in that sort of regard. Like if you're a musician,
Mhm.
you don't release an album and then expect not to make anything off of it.
Right,
You
right.
expect to make a profit off of it. So doing that in the terms of like a webcomic, or like you were doing with Random Views, Jeff, you'll be releasing the pages early for people to read. Is that correct?
That's what it is. That's exactly what it's the Patreon is for. It's for like it's for early access to pages as they get made. They get the work in progresses. I still do a video, so there's a lot of things. And I explained it in one of the videos, but again, because I've got no feedback from it, I'm like, do people even care? In terms of because I was going to shift the highest tier, because I figured by the time I start actually working on the page, I'm not going to really have enough time to dedicate to doing those.
The commissions.
The highest tier is basically like I would draw a traditional piece and then mail it out to them of a Random Views character. And obviously at this point, like right now, they have a choice. They're like, oh, you can get your character. You can pick the character and like get them to cosplay another character. You know, and just a bit of fun. You know. Yep. At that point, I'm gonna have to shift it. And one of the options that I came up with was every month, whatever page I'm working on in that month of their paying, they will appear in a page.
Wow.
Oh wow,
That's cool.
That's cool.
Because there's going to be a lot of those pages, and like if I work on say for example, if I can manage like 4 pages a week, 4 full finished pages a week, which is fine, I think I could probably do more, but I think 4 is a decent amount. But if I can achieve 4 full color pages a week, then within the month, obviously the 16, they will appear. The highest tier patrons will appear in 1 page of the 16 pages every month until it's obviously done.
That's not
pretty
bad.
cool.
Like it's just a cameo in the background. Like it might not. Like I'm not sure whether or not they'll give a crap about it, but it's almost like again, It's an option. I'm not telling them that they should, pay for the highest tier. It's like this is something that you can pay for if you want it.
Yeah.
I feel like that's a pretty good target.
Okay, I have a confession to make.
Sorry, not target.
Related to that, I support a few people on Patreon. Like I send them a few dollars. I think I'm actually contributing to all of you guys. Actually, I can check.
Okay.
But you know how you make your Patreon updates? I haven't checked the updates in months, but I'm still happy to give people money.
Oh,
because I know when I'm
same
ready
here.
to look at the art, just go there and
It's
enjoy
there.
it. But I'm not like keeping up with stuff. But I'm still
Out of
happy
curiosity, out of the
Mm.
3 of you, how many of you use the Patreon app?
There's an app.
Notifications.
I don't use it.
I didn't know that. I didn't know of it.
No.
Okay, yeah. So I was actually talking because most of my supporters I'm friends with, and I've asked them personally, I'm like, do you use the app? Because I've noticed you don't comment or like anything. Like, oh, no, I just check my emails, when I remember. And then they're like, oh, I'll go download the app. Now, every time I update, they like whatever I'm posting. Because so I've got a feeling a lot of people don't understand, don't know that there's a Patreon app where they can access it on the go. So whenever you make a post, they get an instant notification. They can access it instantly. They don't have to get on the computer or anything. And they can do it all from their phone.
Yeah.
I see.
And it's so much easier. And since I've told people, it's made not a significant difference, but I'm noticing more activity from those particular people.
Right. Okay.
So I've actually been thinking about doing a video, like a YouTube video about Patreon to say, hey, there's an app, download it, get interactive with.
If you make one, I will share it.
So I think it's just a matter of people don't know that exists, which is crazy because if I'm a member of any website, like I'll generally just check if there's an app available, so I don't have to get on the computer all the time to do it, like for webcomics and things like that.
Right.
But again, not everyone thinks that in that way. So
no, that's the thing. Also, it's really tricky, but
I think in terms of like feedback and stuff like that, from my experience, I think that people are just really busy.
Yes.
And Patreon is like a really weird kind of platform where like I went into it thinking like this is going to be like this awesome little club kind of thing where it's going to be like a real community. Everyone's going to get involved, but it really wasn't like that at all. I mean, there has been feedback, which has been awesome.
Yeah.
But not as much as you'd expect.
Right.
What's up?
Right.
I find it hard to browse.
What were you going to say, Cassandra?
Related to my interests. So say I want to look up more comic artists, it's really hard for me to find them.
Yeah, the search function is rubbish for Patreon.
I haven't tried that, so I wouldn't know.
Yeah, it's not intuitive at all. It's not great. So usually the only way to find out people's Patrons is if they link me to it directly.
Right, that's exactly it.
Yeah.
I wouldn't even know people have a Patreon until I'm like, oh, I follow them and they mention a Patreon. I'm like, cool.
Yeah.
Probably the easiest way I've found people on Patreon is by seeing what other people I support follow.
That's what I do. Yep,
support. I
I
found Anthony Holden thanks to Jeff, because I saw Jeff was supporting him. I'm like, oh shit, I didn't even know he had one.
Mm-hmm.
And like, is it Patrick Brown? Is that his name?
Yeah, he's doing well.
Yeah, so like I had no idea he had one, and then I was like, oh sweet. And like he posts a lot of like public content as well for anyone who's just following him, which is something I don't do as well, because I think he realizes he's got a lot of followers as well as a lot of supporters.
Right. At this point, if that's like your primary source and you have the initial support already, it's almost just, fine to just share public stuff as well. Like give the people that are just following you that extra bit.
Yeah.
Because in that light, you're pretty much using it like you would be Facebook or Instagram.
Yep.
So you're engaging both audiences, and then hopefully something could grab to them enough where they go, you know what, I'm gonna give them $1 this week so I can actually get some decent content. So I think for the most part, what I've seen, like he posts mostly line art and stuff and just never finished images.
Right.
But I imagine like if you were following him, you would be seeing like all of his Marvel stuff like as it happens, which would be awesome too.
It's something, definitely, because like especially for those who are interested in that stuff, they get to see the process behind it.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's cool. I think that's a problem with the site though, that it's just not intuitive to actually find creators that you may be interested in following, and that's a bit of a shame.
Yeah, they definitely need to sort of work on their algorithms to really enhance that experience.
Right.
I think too, also trying to get just convincing people enough to want to actually jump on and support someone, like convincing them, it's like, oh, it's kind of like a Kickstarter, but it's every single month. And that's kind of an off-putting topic. Is like, oh, like, can't I just give you like $5 now? It's like, well, but if you give me $5 every month, you'll get cool stuff every month.
Absolutely.
But
it's a subscription. It's a paid subscription. It's an art subscription basically to the artist. And I like, for me anyways, because like I so often don't get the time to check the people that I'm supporting their work, I'm just like, essentially, I'm just willing to donate to you in order to support you to create more.
Yeah, that's the way I see it too. Even if I'm not directly getting anything from it at the moment, because I'm not actually looking, but I still want to support whatever you're doing at the time.
Exactly. Because as an artist, like, we get that it's not always easy. So I love your shit. So I'd love to see you continue. So here is something. It may not be a lot, but thank you. Thank you for making awesome.
I don't know about you guys, but like the only reason I'm actually able to support artists is when other people support me. So like I'll sort of take what I'm earning each month from Patreon and go, okay, well I can afford like $12 this month, so I'm going to put that $12 towards these artists. So, and that allows me to support guys like you and other people.
Yeah, that's cool, man. I like that you're sort of like passing it on,
It's paying it forward.
Paying it forward, man.
Yeah.
Like, I was talking to a friend the other day, and they were saying, like, they have a friend who, like, is a sort of a well-off artist, and they put aside $10, like, from each paycheck or whatever into a bank, and then what they'll do is, like, they'll give that to an artist that they feel is in need, whether that's supporting them or just to say, here's some money to publish your comic, or here's some money just to help towards your rent because you're obviously struggling. And that's something they do because they're doing so well. They want to help other artists succeed as well.
If I was doing well, I promise you, I'd be like, hey, you want to publish? You can now publish your shit, no excuses.
Exactly. Yeah. Yeah.
Because honestly, it's almost like, because if you feel like, oh, the financial aspect, people like to use that as a reason to not do anything, and then I'm like, all right, we took care of that, make it. You got no excuse now. Then.
Yeah, yeah.
Absolutely.
For some people, it's as simple as that's
taking
all
the
they
excuse
need.
away from you. Now what? You know, really, like, because you talk like people talk about projects they want to make, and I'm like, you know, but they got jobs and they have to pay for things, and I'm like, all right, say someone with a big bankroll, just like, all right, here you go, make your stuff now.
Man, if that happened, I'd be fucking pumping it out.
Oh, I promise you, it's like, oh, if I win the lottery, what would I be doing? I'd still be doing comics.
Yep.
Yeah, I would not stop.
I honestly, I'd still work where I am. It's like, why? It's like, because I enjoy it, but I'd get to pick and choose more so, I guess. I'd have no more concerns, really. Lesser concerns, really, technically, because I'd still be concerned about getting the project done.
Yeah. But then if it's your own project, you're
right.
your own boss at that point.
Exactly. Like, money's not just going to make the project all of a sudden, like, magically complete. I still have to make it. But knowing that I don't have to concern myself with, everything else, then I can make it.
Yeah. Yeah. That's it. Like, well, I know you guys watch some of my videos. Like, I've been talking a lot about doing, like, the whole YouTube monetization stuff and, like, passive income and that. Like, as soon as I'm done this project, like, I'm putting my all into that to hopefully make every passive income just pretty much fund me making comics every day.
And I think that's
my goal.
That's a dream.
Dream, man. But, like, dream big and then just go do it. Yeah. And I think that's, like, what Jeff said. There's so many people dreaming big and they're like, but there's, like, no money. It's like, well, not every day that Tooth Fairy is going to come along and give you all that cash, but work your ass off, man, and you'll get there.
But also, it's like, if you really want to make it, I don't think anything should stop you.
Yeah. That's it. Like, even if I'm not making mad bank, like, I'll still be making this comic anyway. I'll just be pimping it every day just in hopes that people will still enjoy it.
What I hear often is the excuse of, I'm not good enough right now, and I want to get better so that when I release it, it's to my liking. I'm like, but you're never really going to like, if you look at your older work, which you were very proud of at the time, you look back at it now, you're like, it's not even that, it's fine, but I could do better now. And that's obviously what what you'd like to achieve anyways, but you can't just constantly keep pushing a project back because you feel that you're not ready right now.
Yeah.
Because that way, it's almost like
I feel like you guys are completely talking about me.
Oh, no. This is a general thing. I hear it too often. I'm just like, I can't see personally.
This is an intervention, Marty.
If it was, I wouldn't have done it in a public forum. I'm not an asshole.
No, I know.
You know what I'm saying? That's like, it's just, I can't. If you want to really, if you have something, just, I don't know. It frustrates me.
I've been guilty of that in the past, though, I will admit. But yeah,
I think we all have.
That it's a good excuse. Just do it.
Yeah, I've definitely been guilty. Guilty of all those things, but I'm trying to work through that. Like, everything you said, Jeff, I completely understand now. Like, I mean, you sort of always know it in the back of your head.
And that's the thing.
You lie to yourself.
Yeah, absolutely. Like, the reason why I know this, the reason why I say this, is because of course I know it. Of course I know it. Like, you only know it from experience, especially it's like, it's not just from like outside experience, but you've experienced, like, even if it's like a small bit of it, you know what the feeling is. So it's like, I'm just going to take this out. I don't care at this point. Like, it's not going to be the best, but it's out there.
Yeah, it's something, right? Better
it's
than
out
nothing.
There.
Something is better than nothing, whether it's crap or not. At least it's done.
Because then I don't want it to just be an idea in my head forever.
Plus, once it's out, then it gives you a chance to just move on to the next project.
Right.
And
it's
that
like,
project's going to be better.
Good. Exactly. It wasn't as good. It's like, well, the next thing you do, make sure it's better.
Yeah.
That's it.
The best piece of advice I ever got, I think I saw this on the Image comment many years ago as forums. The advice was, even if you're working on a comic and one page isn't great, like, just keep working on it. Like, just keep drawing the comic because you can't publish blank paper.
Yeah. You can try, but
no one will buy it.
So, and there's one girl I follow on YouTube. She does a comic called Purgatory, and she's constantly going on about how much she hates the beginning of her comic, but at the same time, she fucking did it, and now she's like up to page like 200 and something.
Exactly. I mean, sure, like
and the difference between page 1 and page 200 is like significant.
People look at that and they go, "Oh, it's not very good. Like the earlier stuff wasn't good." I'm like, but that's the point. Like you're supposed to get better.
So I was talking to her, and I'm like, it's like Friends, man. When you watch Friends, they're like super young and they don't know what they're doing. But you get to episode 10, they look old as shit and experienced.
Yep.
Exactly what comics is like. This is just a big episode of Friends. You just got to get to season 10.
Dude, what's our opening theme song?
What's our theme song?
What?
Yeah.
Oh, God.
I have no idea. I wish I could come up with something witty, but I got nothing.
Yeah, I got nothing either.
I'm going to go with like maybe Turtleneck and Chain by Lonely Island.
Turtleneck and Chain. Yeah, that works. I'm good with that.
Coming up with the big questions, Cass. Jeez.
I'm sorry. Nature.
So do you guys reckon you'll be sticking with Patreon for the long haul still? Like you don't plan on sort of stopping anytime soon?
I'm definitely going to be sticking around. We're changing it a lot this year. We actually had a big talk about it with Jamie yesterday. We're pretty slow this year. Yeah, we're changing it. Kind of making it easier for us because obviously last year was our first year and you learn a lot of things.
Mm-hmm.
It's pretty consuming last year. So I kind of want to make it a bit less consuming without trying to make it like less enjoyable for them, I suppose. But yeah, no, I'm looking forward to it. It should be good.
I'd say with stuff like that too, especially with what you're doing, like if you're able to streamline your productions, like all the better for you, man.
Yeah. Well, I'm still debating, like I did a lot of tutorials last year and they kind of, I've always wanted to do tutorials, but when I actually started to do them, I found them less enjoyable than I thought they would be.
They are annoying.
Yeah.
Yep.
This experience was less fun than first anticipated.
You don't have to sugarcoat it, dude.
Just out of curiosity, was it the entire process, or was it like were you getting good feedback from the videos in that regards, or were you getting no feedback, which maybe catered to?
First of all, the feedback sucked. All right, I mean, there was a little bit of feedback, and that's obviously really appreciated, but as a whole, no, the feedback was only like a couple of people per video.
Do you think the lack of feedback also feeds your sort of unwanting to do them?
Well, there's only... You mean they weren't very good because I wasn't invested?
Well, yeah. Did your investment in doing the videos lessen because you were getting less feedback than you sort of anticipated?
Yeah,
or
probably.
Is that just a slight contributing factor?
The more feedback you get, the more feedback I get on something, the more like pumped I am to do it. So if there's no feedback, it's like, well, I know that people are looking at it, but they're just not feedbacking. So you kind of take it personally.
Yeah, and like with something like that too, you'd want people to be like posting, the work that they've done based on your tutorial too. So you can actually see people are getting something out of it. Yeah, look, there has been some really good feedback. Some people have said that they really loved them and it's helped them so much. So like that is really cool. But so the lack of feedback kind of was a bit of a bummer. But also, like, I've never done it before and I'm really crap on camera. So there's major hurdles that I had to get over just on a personal front. Yeah.
So it was hard. And it was
do a video every day, it'll help, I promise.
Yeah. Time. I don't know, dude.
It is,
Make time for that sort of stuff. I kind of
That's a shame, though.
You do your... Sorry?
No, you go.
I was just going to ask, like, your 100 days of comics, you're like making a video every day?
Every single day, yeah.
Yeah.
Ow.
You're a
I don't know
machine.
how to do that.
It's look. Again, like I was saying before, I streamline my entire process. So when I'm doing a video, it's pretty much upload, dump it into a pre-made sequence on Premiere Pro, just cut out the ums and ahs and coughs and sneezes, and then just render it and upload it. And
Keep them in. It'll be longer videos.
hey,
If you keep
Longer
those in,
videos
there'll be
just-
longer videos.
yeah, but that'd be gross. You don't want to see me like.
I don't know. Some people might, be like, "Oh, now it's interesting." Now again,
Now it's real.
This guy's real. He sneezes. and
Exactly.
coughs
This is
shit.
a raw video here.
I just don't know if I could allow that on the internet.
Relate to you.
Maybe we'll see. Maybe in the next video. But for now, that's all they're getting. But yeah, like if I streamline it that way, it makes it a lot easier. And I've done a lot of research. A friend of mine, Mike, he does all of his videos in Premiere Pro, which I was avidly avoiding because I remember how horrible it was rendering videos in that program. Like, it would just take forever. Hey?
You need like a rendering kind of template kind of thing.
Yeah, well,
Like
I was using the wrong settings. Like all the settings that I was using to actually edit the videos, which is making it way too long. So he showed me like a few tricks, and now it takes like 5 minutes to render like a 10-minute video. And I don't even have to. I don't even have to render the video files beforehand. I just hit export.
What tricks do you do? What magic is this?
I can tell you. I can have a quick look.
I don't use Premiere Pro, so
it's worth it because I can do fancier shit like the end cards at the end of my videos now. Like I can have like the video actually like moving into like a little box so it looks all fancy, and
it is fancy.
Yeah, and I can layer way more audio because iMovie's really, really limited. But I have been looking into I have been looking at apps on the phone, like because now that I've got an Android, most of the video editing apps on there are just absolutely rubbish. So I'm trying to find something decent that means I can actually just do quick phone edits, and I can actually just do it on the couch because at the moment, like
you got to go on your computer.
Yeah, like I'll bath April, like we'll feed her, bath her, and then it's like 8 o'clock, and then Jazz will put her to bed. So while she's putting her to bed, I'm like frantically trying to get the video uploaded. Mm-hmm. So yeah, and then some days I can't do it like until the next day, and I want to try and keep some form of schedule as well. So yeah,
I definitely admire you doing like a video a day, man, because that's a lot of work. Yeah, that's sure.
Like it's easier as you go along, I suppose. But like I enjoy editing too, so even just opening Premiere Pro, I'm like, fuck yeah, I just get to edit shit right now. And the other week, like when I caught up with you, Jeff, like you were like, hey, blur my face. I'm like, yeah, I've got time. I'm going to practice blurring faces.
Yeah, that was wicked. That's why when you did, I was like, legit achieved.
And it was so much easier than I thought. Like now I can just do it all the time. I can just blur my face.
Excellent. So, good. Every video I rock up on every time I rock up on one of your videos, you should
blur your face.
This live stream, obviously, because otherwise, why the fuck is my face in this?
I could just download this once it's done and just.
Yeah, I know, but like the live stream itself, it's not like I've got a mosaic. Like my face is, yeah. Anyway, I was gonna get it.
I'm sure you can get a filter. Something.
Yeah, I toned it down a little bit then. Let's go. Patreon, I think it's. I don't know. I like it. I like it.
I just again, I wish. In general consensus, I just wish I was getting more feedback on the shit that I post. Yeah. But some people just like they just want to support you and walk away. Like,
and that's it. And like I like that. I like. Oh, I'm so thankful for that. Like that's brilliant. Thank you very much. But I mean, I just want to cater to those. Like, I'd like to do things specifically for those who are putting that extra effort in supporting me for this. So if there's anything, at all, like, please, I'm open to suggestions. And if I'm capable of doing it, I will attempt it. But right now, I'm like, I don't even know if they're after anything specific. So,
well, there's the polls now, though. Patrons just released polling. So now you can finally put up like a questionnaire and
I might
feedback.
start
Cool.
if that's a thing now. Awesome, I'll start using that.
Yeah, so I did that just after it came out, and I got a bit of feedback on that. That's what led me to actually asking people like, "Hey, are you actually seeing what I'm posting?" Because there's a poll now, and like I want to know what you guys want. And it was surprising. Like I got different feedback than I was actually expecting. Like I was
all right.
Oh,
That's cool.
Yeah.
Maybe I should put out a poll, like, for feedback on like last year. Like, what did you think of certain content and stuff?
Yeah.
Maybe we should.
Man.
What do you want to see more of this year? And then you've got like a list of different things that you pop down.
Especially in your situation, Marty. I mean, like you're a business, rather like you're an artist, but you're also a business. Martin Abel is your business. So
I suppose.
Look at somewhere like Woolworths, where they're constantly striving for feedback from their customers to make their business better, so they can, in turn, make a better profit. You should be thinking in the same way.
Feedback is essential.
Marty is Woolworths.
Feedback is.
Marty is Woolworths. That's what we've got.
That's me, man.
That should be the name of this video. Marty is Woolworths.
This episode, Marty is Woolworths.
Because that won't be confusing for anyone at all.
We'll have to watch it to find out.
Exactly. Perfect. It's perfect.
And that's clever marketing right there.
That's how you do it.
Sure, go for it. I don't care.
It's so weird thinking like now in a more business perspective, but I wish I was in this light a few years ago, because I really reckon I'd be doing a lot better. But now whenever I approach anything, I'm like, okay, what's my business goal and where am I going to go with this? And I think Patreon should be the same.
Oh, absolutely. If anything, that should be the one that's focused like that, because it's the one that's supposed to assist in that aspect. So
yeah, like, do you guys have an end goal with your Patreon at the moment? Like, if you think about your Patreon right now, what's your end goal?
I don't have an end goal.
My end goal is. I'm sorry. Go ahead, Jeff.
No, you Marty. I'm trying to think. That's why I'm like, what the fuck? Yeah, you, Marty.
Oh, I don't know. I was doing the same thing. Like, no one's ever asked me that before. Jeez. I don't have an end goal. No. My goal is just in the moment. Month by month, man. That's how we live. We live month by month.
Yeah, I know.
I have a yearly goal. Goals for the year and maybe next year, but I'm very much in the present, which isn't great for business, but that's how I live. What about you, Jeff?
My goal for this obviously is for the near future is to showcase the production of Volume 2. I've never really documented the production of anything really, like a project. And I think using the avenue of Patreon, it's almost forcing me to document it. And, this one allows people to actually see the process behind the creation of something.
Yeah.
Like, this is like, with your support, this is being created. Like, don't get me wrong, like, what I'm getting now, I mean, it's just that little bit extra. It's not like, I need the money that I'm getting from Patreon to produce this book, because I'm going to produce this book anyway. What people are subscribing to is to get to see the process. It's just it's like they're paying for bonus features, really.
Yeah.
And to see it in advance, but it'll be available to public when it's fully complete. And if they actually want to check back into production, then they can go on Patreon then. Or they don't have to if they don't want to see that stuff, and that's perfectly fine. But in a sense, I'm kind of doing it for myself as well as just for anybody else. It's almost like I'm doing it for myself. Patreon is allowing me to, it's forcing me, I guess, to document it, but I'm doing it for myself. And all that is like, if you want to see it, you can. Here's your opportunity to see it. That's it.
Yeah.
For sure.
Yeah.
Actually, while you were talking, it just sort of made me think, like, last year, our goal for Patreon was to sort of change our income stream a little bit, because we were really dependent on conventions, which is another thing we're going to talk about.
Right. Yep. We'll talk about that in a sec.
Yeah. I mean, we were doing a lot of conventions and really depending on them to like pay the bills, pay the rent, everything like that. And that's too much pressure. That's too much pressure when you're sitting there and you're like, I need to sell some stuff.
Right, because like it basically it switches your reasoning of why you do conventions.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, and I was just a little burnt out on them anyway.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, so the Patreon thing was like, well, this could be cool because I could stay home, work on basically whatever I want, and maybe earn some money. And it went really well. Went really, really well. But for this year, I think I kind of want to just do something more than just get by. That's kind of what we did. Was we got by doing really like cool stuff that I wanted to do, but I want to work on like, you know, like some good gigs and shit.
Like you kind of want, like, it's almost like, it sounds like you want a greater purpose behind what you're making rather than just like, I'm doing sketches and that's assisting, but you want to actually create something that'll result into something.
Exactly. So either I use the Patreon kind of like what you're doing it, like you're making it more project based.
Yes.
So either I do that or I focus on like getting some really cool client stuff, which is kind of the way it's going at the moment.
Right.
Which is fine.
Because technically, right?
Yeah.
Do you know with the client work that you're doing, are you allowed or permitted to show any of the work in progress on your Patreon, or is that kind of against? Or is that like depending on your actual client?
I think it depends on the client. Last year I was sharing a lot of Zenoscope cover work. Before I probably should have, but I figured most of the people on there are pretty good about it. Like I don't think they'd share it around, so that's fine. But the next gig I'm doing, like the big one, I don't think I could share it.
Oh no, yeah.
Like it's too commercial, so.
Yeah. It's too non-disclosure.
Which
like,
sucks.
you can get in trouble.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It sucks because it's going to be months of work that I can't share. And I love sharing stuff.
Welcome to my world.
I hate that.
Yeah.
So moving on, Cassandra, like, what are your goals for Patreon this year?
I really don't have any. I mean, what I'd like to do for my Patreon is just like put more effort into. I guess like be more consistent with it. I don't really have an end goal at this stage. I do want to self-publish a book, but again, it may be that thing where like my Patreon backers get early pages, and then when it's finished, you know, we'll see what happens with it. But more consistency, I guess, is my immediate goal.
Yeah, that makes sense. That's cool. That's a valid goal.
Chris?
Sure.
For me,
Chris, your turn, man.
I want to flip mine on its head and move it into a webcomic based Patreon, which I'm going to link in. I'm going to link it up with Webtoons because they just partnered together.
Oh, okay.
So whatever I post on Patreon, whatever I post on Webtoons will be on Patreon, but Patreon will be more of a behind the scenes sort of access. So, you know, and folks, if want to, I've got to check into it because I'm pretty sure the way Webtoons works is if it, like, they kind of don't want you posting stuff before it goes onto their site.
Right.
Especially if you want to get picked up by their company, like, because they also have a option where you can actually get paid to do your comics, which would be my goal in the end.
Dude, get paid to draw for your own comics. That's all. That's like, of course, that's the goal.
Yeah. So depending on how theirs is laid out, like if I can upload at the same time or before on Patreon would be the main goal, but otherwise it'll be like a behind the scenes access to the whole story, and then shifting that into more of a store based thing where so they're all getting the actual content, you know, sketches, scripts, finished pages, discounts on books and stuff, and then actually move that webcomic, because it's just an ongoing thing for me, like the story wise, monetize that into an actual brand. So I'll start selling merchandise, whether it's like art books, the book itself, t-shirts, key rings, that sort of stuff. And actually, like, just from what I've learned, there's no money in comics. The money is in the merchandise for the most part. So if I can sort of get people wanting merchandise for like the brand that I've built on the comic, that'll be freaking awesome. And then hopefully that will sort of, you know, that'll end, and then that will fuel the next comic, and hopefully I'll have a big enough fan base at that point where they'll follow me along to the next story. Yeah. So Patreon, it's just me building my brand based on my comic.
It's so tricky, man. The whole, like, to make a project that people like enough to want merchandise for.
Yeah.
That would be. I would love that. Like, I usually like.
I don't know if you can plan that.
Yeah, exactly. I feel that it's that like it's almost. I guess what Chris is doing is like he's preemptively preparing himself if that occurs. But it's like that's the most one can do. It's almost like you can't make them and then be like, oh yeah, this is once they know it's out, it's gonna be rolling in. Nah.
I totally agree. Like, I'm not expecting it to be this overnight.
But I love it.
The idea of being a webcomic, it's a weekly thing. So every week I've got something to constantly push and advertise and just pull in new readers. And like
consistency is big, man.
So if I can start off big too with like at least 2 or 3 pages in that first week to really give people a good taste, and then keep them coming back every week for regular content, like that's my goal.
For sure. Like there's some, I mean, I'm not big on webcomics or anything, but I'm pretty sure there's a lot of webcomics out there that are like really, really successful.
Yep.
And the artwork isn't that great, but they're doing it all the time. And I suppose they've got a good idea too, right? They've got to have something there. But
the idea, have a good story too,
Well, again,
I'm not saying like your art's not good, Chris. I'm just saying like
no, I understand.
There's opportunities to be like really successful.
What were you saying, Cassandra?
Hey?
What, me?
Yeah, you was trying to say something.
I interrupted.
Oh, I was just saying, like, they make the money on merchandise. You think about the webcomic XKCD, which is all just stick figures.
Yeah.
That's it, man. Look at, was it Cyanide and Happiness? Like, they sell plushies and shit now.
Yeah.
And they're just like little heads on squares.
Oh my god.
Yeah,
that's
your art
weird.
doesn't have brilliant.
Like it's all about how you market it too, man. Like,
but to reach that point where it's like, people enjoy it enough to actually want to wear something of the project on them, or like they want to own something.
Not to toot my own horn, but when I was doing cons a couple of years ago, and I did the Legend of Rock, like I had only a couple of people come up to my table wearing T-shirts with Scorch from my comic on it and be like, "Oh man, when's the next comic out?" And I'm like, "This is fucking cool, man." Like,
that's nuts, though.
I'm a fan, and that was the best feeling. If I could like really fucking hit that,
is nuts.
Yeah,
so,
that's
like,
pretty
it's
awesome.
possible, man. And I'm like one dude. Like, if I can really hit it on the mark, like looking back now, I really should have just kept going on Rock, but like it just. Personally, it was just a thing that I just couldn't get past, and I'm not going to talk about that today. But if I can redo that next time around, man, fuck, man, I could easily. Again, I've got to think like a business. I've got to stop thinking like just a regular artist. I'm a businessman.
I think you have to kind of split it though, because if you think to business, where's the art? Like you can't have a business without this, like the art, I guess in this case.
But in saying that, like. I'll be the one developing the art. I'll be developing the story.
Absolutely. Like you're the artist and the business. You know, like you have to be somewhat business minded.
Yeah. It would be an interesting venture. It's going to be quite an interesting year too, because like financially now, I'm literally not in the best position. So all this is really on the hopes that I can actually make this work and pay my bills. Whereas I really hope I don't have to.
It's the goal. That's the goal. Just
as long as I don't have to go back to shitty full-time work at a fucking retail store, I'll be fine.
Yeah.
That's my end goal. That's my Patreon goal. Never have to work in retail ever again.
Oh, cool.
You should market it that way. You might get a lot of support.
Yeah.
Because people understand that.
Yeah, maybe. I could do like short little comics about working in retail.
Yeah, you did have that, didn't you?
I did do a one-shot comic on like how much retail sucks.
Yeah.
To read that.
What did you say, Jeff?
Yeah.
Would that anger people?
Maybe my boss.
No. As in, like, some people could look at that and go, "Ugh, why should they be the one that's that gets to go out of retail and I'm still stuck in retail?" You know, in that sense, like obviously.
Yeah.
Obviously, I'm just
like people who, there might be people who are bitter. Like,
that's what I mean. Like, I'm just playing
an artist who's actually making it.
Exactly. Like, I I think it should to create is just encourage that, man. Like, why would you discourage creating?
Yeah, man. I'm sure there's people even in my friends group who are just like, fuck Chris, man. Like he gets to stay at home all day and draw. I'm like, yeah, but it's not just
if
that.
only
Like,
people were aware
living,
that it's not just that.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
Sorry, Cooper's just having his input for today.
Yeah.
He's literally not moving. Like, he's not barking at anything. He's just sitting here barking.
Because you're there. He's like, I'm contributing.
I'm just gonna fuck with your shit, Chris.
What about dogs? What about dogs?
What's my end goal?
What about dogs?
Yeah, that's what he's saying.
You want to see my dog?
Yeah.
That was Lucy. Was she all clean now after her mudscapades?
She looks pretty clean.
Yeah, look at her.
They're just chilling, man. Dogs are the best. They're the best studio buddies.
I miss having pets. Miss it so much.
You can borrow mine.
They're good fun. Good fun. All right, let's put this camera back.
So we were going to talk about conventions, and you sort of lightly touched on that before, Marty.
Sure.
Yeah.
Saying that like you started to rely on conventions and stuff. Are you planning on doing conventions again this year?
Yes.
Which
So
shows?
Will we see you at Supernova Melbourne?
Most likely, yeah. I'll
Yay.
probably always do that. Probably always, because my family's there, so
Yeah,
I have to
yeah.
go see 'em.
Yeah, we're here.
Yeah.
Yeah. And you guys, of course.
I
You're my
must
family.
admit,
Bye.
I'm
Art
finding
fan.
it funny because Marty's moved to where I used to live, and now I'm living in Melbourne. And
You guys traded.
yeah.
Yeah,
And
we
it's
swapped.
funny that making an income off conventions. I mean, that was never an option for me when I was living in Hobart, because wherever convention I went to, I would have to fly in to stay for it. And I always considered it, if I made my money back from my flights, I usually had free accommodation because I'd stay with people, and prints and cost of the booth. If I made all my money back on all of that, I considered it a win. Like if I broke even, and usually I didn't. But now that I'm living in Melbourne, I actually have the option of actually making a profit. And it's just since last year, and it's never been something that I'd considered. So I'd been doing conventions about 6 years before having that as an income even became a viable option at all.
Yeah, that's awesome though.
So,
that's so good. But yeah, we definitely have swapped. I mean, because now I have to fly. I mean, we flew everywhere anyway because we did all like Sydney and Brisbane and Adelaide, blah, blah, blah. But
will you be doing those this year too? Any interstate ones other than Melbourne?
Yeah, look, we're always going to do Sydney because it's like the biggest show in our country, isn't it? So
Supernova Sydney or Oz Comic Con?
I don't know at this stage. I do want to do conventions, but at the same time, I'm kind of still sick of traveling a little bit. I really do like it here, so.
It was such an.
At least it's only ever temporary.
That's true.
Yeah, I'm very much a hermit, hobbit man.
Hermit hobbit man.
But we have what conventions do I have next? I have the Tattoo Expo in Hobart.
Sick.
So it's a tattoo,
nice.
Have you ever been to that, Cassandra?
I haven't been to the Hobart one, but I went to the Melbourne one, which is where I got my bloody tattoo.
Oh, cool.
Oh, you can get tattoos there. Maybe I can get my.
That's pretty much the reason you go.
Right. Cool.
Yeah.
Did you say poo? You can get your poo?
Yeah, I was gonna get the pink poo from Dr. Slump on my.
Oh, yeah, you should. Totally should.
It
just sounded weird when you're like, I'm gonna go to the Tattoo Expo and get my poo.
Get my poo on. I want to get my poo on.
Always wanted to poo at the Tattoo Expo.
Yeah, man, that's the life. So interstate shows, just the Sydney one for sure because that's the largest one, I guess. You can. And that's it. No Brisbane one, no Perth, Adelaide.
Yeah.
Any international ones?
Are you asking me?
I am asking. Yes.
Oh, okay. Sorry, I thought you were.
Oh no. I'm asking everyone in general, actually.
Oh yeah.
Okay. Yeah, I don't know. Me and Jamie are talking about, I'm trying to convince Jamie to go overseas with me at the end of the year because I really want to go see my family in England because it's been like, at this stage, it's been 12 years since I was last over there.
Yeah,
they have.
Wow.
Yes.
I did it late,
You
but I was
almost
like,
did that. You almost did
nah.
that.
I hope Royce
almost
watches
did.
this.
Amazing.
I hope Royce watches this now.
I was gonna do it right after, but I was like, he's still talking. I didn't want to be an ass.
Chris, can you please edit this video and slip the song in there?
I did that before in a podcast, actually.
That's amazing.
It was gold. Yeah. Anyway, yeah, you wanna fly back home so you can visit your family. Do they have a convention after that time?
Yeah, they have what's called MCM London. It's pretty massive. I think
I heard of that one. That's the one that I wanted
actually
to try out as well.
You guys should do it together.
So.
Oh yeah, fuck, I'd do it.
So it's definitely that'd be cool. Yeah,
I would love to do it.
That'd be awesome.
If you plan on doing it, let me know. I'd actually look into it.
All right, cool. I'll keep you posted on that. But I was also thinking, like, it's probably a little too far-fetched, but my proposition to Jamie was, let's fly to Los Angeles. We'll stay there for, I don't know, like a week or so. We'll go to Disneyland. And then we'll fly to New York. Thanks, Cooper. Fly to New York, do New York Comic-Con.
New York?
Yeah. So yeah, sorry, you just ran away, but
I have to
basically
quickly grab something. Yeah, it's my bad.
That's okay. Go to LA, spend a week in LA.
Yep.
Travel to New York, do New York Comic-Con, and then fly to London from New York because it's only 4 hours, a 4-hour flight, right?
Oh shit! You're planning really well
so
here.
Then have. Look, I don't know. It's probably too far-fetched, but yeah.
It's dream big, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, dream big.
About that.
I know.
We're just talking about it.
Yeah. I don't know, because I mean, it's just going to be so much planning involved in something like that, and part of me still just wants a holiday, right? Because like I would be more than happy to just go to England for
vacation,
at least two weeks, and just
nothing,
like adventure and draw and like visit castles and stuff. So
that sounds so bloody good already.
Oh, I know. I want to do it. I got to convince her. She's never been out of the country before, so.
Like if you're gonna get if first trip out, why not make it a memorable one like that?
Yeah, exactly. Make it a 21-hour trip. Why not?
Yeah, it's gonna be worth it in the end, though, for real. Like no one looks forward to the actual flight, so just look ahead and be like, once we land, we're here, so it's gravy.
But you've had like Wi-Fi in your planes, haven't you?
Yeah, it's gold.
See, I would be set. All I need to do is like bring World of Warcraft with me somehow, and
it's not
the flight will be gone like that.
Dude, I'm telling you that now. It's not the greatest connection. Like you
really?
can go on YouTube and Messenger, and it's excellent there. But
okay,
yeah.
Well, YouTube can be pretty hefty.
Mine's
like
streaming too. Yeah.
It can be. But
well, I can talk to you guys.
Imagine just journeying through Azeroth in the middle of the Pacific Ocean. That's fucking crazy.
Chris, Cassandra, what cons this year?
Definitely want to do Melbourne Supernova. Pretty much any convention in Melbourne I can do. I'm not thinking past Melbourne at this stage, but yeah, every Melbourne convention I can do.
Sign up soon because the tables what's it, early bird prices right now?
Ends on the 8th.
Early
of February.
I thought you said
yes.
The 6th, didn't you?
6th.
Oh.
Was it the 6th?
Yeah.
The 6th.
I think you said the 6th. We were discussing it last episode.
Yes, it was the 6th. So if you're gonna get a table, best do it now because the price goes up like I forgot how much, but odd.
I think it goes up like $100 to 3.
Yeah, like $100 up. Yeah, because it was from 220 to 330. Yes.
Yeah, 110. Yeah. I'm pretty much the same as Cass at this point, as long as I'm able to share a table. Obviously, I'm already doing Supernova with you, Jeff. I don't know about Oz Comic Con. Well, I suppose I'd have to do Oz Comic Con because they probably won't do AMC this year.
When is Oz specifically? Because I think that's the one I'm going to miss.
July, I think.
Then I'm missing that one.
I'll do it with you, Cass.
What's up?
Comic-Con.
I'll do it with Cass then.
Yeah, you should.
Where are you going?
Hey, Chris.
Jeff?
Yeah.
Actually, yeah, Jeff, what are you doing? What cons are you doing this year?
Ask Chris the question first because I got to think.
Okay. Chris, I was going to ask you, because you mentioned sharing a table, and you shared a table quite a few times. So I'm wondering, like, do you find you do better when you have your own table, or when, like, does it make a difference for you?
Honestly, in the majority, yes. It's dependent who I've shared the table with.
He's short it with.
Some people I found, and this is not anything against them because they're lovely people, but I've just found certain people make it really hard to pull in an audience, especially when you're sort of working in two different areas. Whereas like when I'm with Luke, I always tend to do average to well, because our table will always be pretty uniform in what we have on the table. Like our prints are very similar. We always have like sketchbooks and things like that. Working with Jeff is always great because Jeff generally gets, like, he'll bring in a lot of his fans and then they tend to look at the stuff we have, which is great. So like it does have its advantages and disadvantages. The couple of times I've done a table on my own, when it was literally just me, so me and Luke had two tables, so one table each next to each other, was pretty woeful. But then I did another show in a similar setting where I had my friend Talia there and she was cosplaying, and like, yeah, she was showing a bit of skin, and that was probably my best show ever, just because so like having a booth bitch really made a fucking difference. Massive difference.
Babe.
Booth babe.
Booth babe, come on.
Yeah, bitch. I'm like, come on, they're helping you.
Well, she's not a bitch. But...
I know, it's just my table whore.
My table whore.
God.
I'm just pointing that out.
But I was just gonna say, like, as I was just saying, like, we should share a table, Cass. I was gonna say it'd be interesting to see what the dynamics like sitting next to a female artist, because I've heard so much. I've heard so much about the shit that they cop that I'd really like to actually see it firsthand. Not that I don't believe it, but to be actually able to see it and see how people sort of approach you as a female artist behind the table, like,
The thing that I got the most was when I used to do conventions and my ex-husband would come with me. Say I would be sitting at my booth drawing and there would be my big banner there with my name on it, and I don't think that Cassandra is a very masculine name. They would, everyone...
Was your ex-husband very feminine looking?
No. Him how long he's been drawing and compliment him on his drawings, even though I was sitting there sketching, it was my name on the work.
Yeah.
But everyone just seems to have, if there's an artist there, it must be the man.
He looks like a Cassandra.
So all the signs are there, but they're still choosing to like ignore you. That's so weird.
I don't think that's personal though. Like, I mean, it could be, but I found like doing conventions, like a lot of people just do not read. They just don't read anything. No matter how big your sign is, they just don't read it. Yeah. But yeah, no, it's kind of silly that they assume that it's a guy.
Yeah. So I found that bizarre.
Have people actually asked you, like, gone to your table, see that massive banner behind you, yet still ask you who you are or what your name is?
Oh, man. Every time.
Because I get that constantly. I'm like, eyeballs.
Do you draw comics?
Yes. Or did you draw this? I mean, like, I understand that did you draw this because sometimes the writers would be selling their books.
Yeah.
So technically they didn't, you know.
Well, Matt's a perfect example. He's got like 5 different books with 5 different artists.
Right. But, you know, it's tricky. Conventions are great.
Yeah.
I do kind of miss them.
Talking about something, and this has happened to me a few times, and oh god, it irks me every time it happens. If someone comes up to your booth and they'll put a cup of coffee down on your booth.
Oh, I hate that.
On your prints or something.
Dude. I always like I used to be able I used to be too I guess like too timid to say anything, but now I'm just like, if possible, can you please like not put your hot coffee on the on the table.
Yeah.
Or like their bags. I'm like, man.
Oh, God.
Table.
Yeah.
It's weird how
I think I'm gonna start doing that.
feel like they are, or like they try and push. I don't know whether it's a deliberate thing, but they seem to sort of try and push you to see how far they can get. Like I remember I had one guy who pretty much stood there, read the whole issue of The Legend of Rock, and then just put it down and said, "That's really cool. I can't wait for the second one." I'm like, "You fucking kidding?" Like you just read the whole thing and you can't even hand over $5.
No.
And like I didn't have it in me to be like, dude, if you want to read it, you have to buy it. Like,
why would I need to? This ain't a library, bro.
Yeah.
Crazy. And then we've had other people just like, and this was more so kids, but like kids just like go to grab it and walk away, and I'm like, no, that's not free. Like you got to pay for that shit.
Yeah, I actually go, whoa, not free, mate. Sorry. If you want something free, you can take a business card.
Yeah, they're like, oh, I thought it was free. I'm like, at what fucking point, anywhere at my table, did you think this shit was free? Free
with the number of in front where it says the money? No. There's like a price tag up there.
It's crazy.
It's not for $3.
Selective browsing, man. Fuck.
I wish I could get more things for $3.
Yeah, $3, man.
That's right up there with exposure dollars, right?
Yep.
Man, I could be rich in exposure dollars if I wanted to. Oh boy.
It's like, unless you're, like a big actor who is actually posting it on their social media and saying, if you want, please purchase it at this link, then that's not going to count. Exposure,
Totally not.
I just can't believe it's still a thing, like, even today. Like, just feel like there's so much content out there that's really just against it. And people still try and go for it, man.
People have ideas and they want to produce it. I understand that. I'm one of those people who want to produce their ideas, but you have to find someone who's willing to work with you if you want to produce that. If you can't make it on your own.
That's it, man.
And you can't, like, and here's the thing about it is like, if you believe in your project, you should be willing to put your money where your mouth is. Because if you think your project is that dope, why aren't you backing it yourself?
True.
I just got to get some water on.
Oh, good.
Come on. It made even worse for things like Kickstarter too. They're like, oh, I believe in it, but we'll get everyone else to fund it. It's like, well, I'll do the comic then.
Yeah.
I read some horror articles, man. But like, someone was doing like a game design and pretty much did all the game art, and then they did the Kickstarter, and there were like written contracts and shit. And then the producer pulled out from the artist and said, like he realized he could find cheaper artists.
Yep.
To just redo the entire game.
Wow.
Even though this guy had already done the art. And he just pulled right out. And the artist was like, well, no, you still need to pay me. He's like, no, but I'm going to get these other artists to do it, so I'm not using your work anymore. It's like, yeah, but this is the work you need to. Yeah. And he even got like lawyers and shit into it, and to try and just be like, well, I'm going to pull out, man. Like, you can sue me, but I've got my lawyer here ready to go against you. So the poor artist just had to, at the end of the day, grit his teeth and bear it. Like,
that's horse shit.
And this was after the Kickstarter was funded too, so he had all the money.
That's crazy.
That's nuts.
Yeah.
How can people get away with that stuff, though?
I hate just to think that there's people like that in the world, man.
It exists, man.
Yeah.
Absolutely crazy.
And again, that's why I'm happy to support people on Patreon.
Yep, exactly. Full circle, it goes back.
Do you guys find that there's a particular thing with your Patreon that seems to be more popular than others?
Nudes. Not mine specifically, but no, as in like not nude art, as in like, well, not, I don't post any nude art, but Patreons that do tend to be successful for the most part.
Yeah, I have seen that.
You know, it's like, oh, here's an alternate nude version. Like, alternate nude version?
Yeah, I have seen that. Like, yeah, people post you pay to get the uncensored version on Patreon.
Yeah, I'm like, why is it? Oh, that's why it's uncensored.
I should do that with my YouTube videos.
That was never in there before.
They make some weird shit up too. I've seen some weird shit.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah.
Like, have you seen a vagina before? That's not what that looks like.
Oh, what's worse is like, why is that in there?
I like
Take it out. Just take it out now.
It's like, what have you done?
The
artwork's nice though, for the most part, I'd say, with a lot of those ones. I'm like, I don't know, like,
yeah.
But I mean, okay, if you enjoy drawing it, go right ahead. Like, that's awesome. But if you are only doing it because it's, you know, it's extra cash, then I don't know, man. Like, personally, I don't enjoy it. I can't.
I'd rather do the real thing.
Yeah, I'm there with you, Jeff. I'm there with you, man. Like, it's not my cup of tea.
Nah.
And I'm talking from like an experience of I've kind of done something like that.
Right.
Personally.
I mean, I used to do commissions of nudes, but I'm like they'd always like request something where I'm like, yeah, I'm not drawing that, but I'll draw this. I'll draw it more tasteful, and I'm way more comfortable with that, and I'm gonna enjoy that. But when it's just like, I don't want to draw that inside there.
What is the weirdest thing being asked to draw?
Oh, that's a good question.
I had to do a bondage series once for someone's fan fiction novel.
Cool.
Wow.
That was fun.
Well,
that was back when I was doing like pin-up girls and stuff. So I was doing like, you know, like BJ scenes and stuff like that.
Right on.
Yeah.
What was the fanfic of?
I didn't ask. They just gave me written descriptions of what they wanted, and I drew them.
Oh,
so,
okay.
Yeah.
It's like, why are you attaching a photo of yourself as well? Huh.
I've actually had that before.
I know.
Interesting.
Oh, Marty, you've done a lot.
I know. Look, it wasn't.
Oh yeah.
The commission in question that I'm referring to was the commission was
just
like,
I'm like, oh yeah, I forgot about that commission.
I don't know which one you're thinking of, but I was thinking of the one where it was basically I was drawing somebody's wife.
Yes.
And it was just a pin-up.
Yes.
It was fully clothed.
That's fine.
Fully clothed pin-up.
Yeah, I remember.
But the reference photos were quite interesting. Quite interesting indeed.
Oh.
Sometimes. Like, why do you want me to draw that in there?
Okay, this is fun. You just wanted to give me really good reference, and I appreciate that. That's fine.
Cool.
I would probably go ahead and go further and say that I'm sure the guy was pretty proud of his wife as well. So, you know, if she's into that thing, why not share it?
But also, it's like he respects you enough and appreciates your work enough to want a portrait done of his wife by you. So that's saying something also.
That's true.
Yeah. I don't really do that sort of thing anymore. I don't do like commissions of people or people's wives, and I still get asked. We still get a lot of emails about it. But
so is that what I'm doing wrong? People don't respect me enough to send me nudes of their wife, or?
Yes.
Damn it. I need to be more respectful.
I never do portrait commissions anymore. They're just too complicated.
The expectations are too high.
Yeah. Absolutely.
That's great. Like, portraits are my bread and butter now. Like, when I'm getting bread and butter.
Like, the thing about that though is like, with portraits, like, I could draw you a chibi if you want, you as a chibi, because everyone kind of looks the same. I'm just gonna draw what like your facial hair and stuff. I got no problem with that. That'll take me way less time too. But it's like, oh, can you draw me in like, because I don't know what they see in their head of what they will look like.
Yeah.
So, yeah, like it's tricky.
I remember I was saying this to someone the other day. Like they have a high expectancy of what they expect the image to look like, and let's say hypothetically you get someone who's a heavy person,
right?
You really feel like you need to walk on eggshells with that piece because you don't want to really offend that person, but at the same time, like that's who they are. That's the person that you're drawing. So
well, it's what you see, because all you could do is interpret what you're seeing. It's like, oh, I'm just gonna draw him buff, even though he's the shape of an egg. I can't, eggshells.
Yeah,
that's why it's tricky.
It's tough.
I actually had one where I had to draw someone's brother as a super flamboyant gay person. And it was the weirdest commission I'd done.
Is he a super flamboyant gay person, though?
Like, he was, yeah. Like, he was... Yeah. So, like, it matches his character. I'm like, oh, okay. Like, that's cool. Like, I don't want to piss the dude off. But, it was just sort of like, this is weird. And they had, like... Have you seen that picture of the guy dressed as a unicorn? And he's like a bright pink unicorn? That was, like, the reference they sent me. They're like, yeah, we want something like this. I'm like, I'm going to go with something different.
Yeah. But, they supplied reference, so you can't, like, it's like, oh, it's too flaming. And I'm like, but your reference was that.
Your reference was a picture of fire. What did you expect?
Yeah, I don't know.
The weirdest, I actually refused this commission. I ended up saying to the guy, look, I can't do it. It's just too out there even for me. He had these two characters, and he wanted me to draw one of them flushing the other down the toilet.
Okay.
Is that a fetish? That's a fetish, right? It's gotta be.
It is now.
It's gotta be.
Yeah.
DeviantArts, man, like browsing some of that stuff.
Oh god.
And I said, well, how is she gonna just draw her like waist height sort of coming out?
She's like half in the bowl, ready to go.
Like a toilet mermaid?
Yeah. Oh my god. Not good.
She's doing that aerial pose.
Come up with this sort of shit. That's so crazy.
Yeah.
So I couldn't do it. I felt bad that I couldn't do it, but I couldn't do it. I couldn't wrap my head around it. Right, like I sent him a sketch, and then I was.
Just out of curiosity, was the price right? Like, was he offering a good dollar for the job?
No, it was just like standard price, and I just couldn't.
That's fair enough. You're not obliged to take every commission you offer.
Oh, absolutely. You can decline all commissions if you want.
Yeah, it's our lives, Like,
yeah.
Just because you offer a service doesn't mean you have to accept every request.
Yep.
That's true.
Unless, of course, you need the money, in which case that's that's part of it. You're not doing it for them. You're kind of doing it for the cash, and you have to at that point. It's like, you want me to draw that where? Okay, you're paying. Well, it is.
I want to commission you to draw the bizarre picture now, Jeff.
Which one? Well, the mermaid.
You to draw
I'll just draw like Ariel coming out of a toilet. Still a mermaid.
Why?
What's the guy's name from The Little Mermaid? He could be like Eric.
Oh, the prince. Oh yeah, Prince Eric.
Yeah. So he could be like standing aback, just like in shock that she's like come out of his toilet. And she's like just covered in poop.
I wouldn't go that far. She didn't have to be covered in poop. Man. Yeah, that's just too graphic, Chris.
She just came out of a toilet, man. What else should she be covered in? Seaweed?
No, but just toilet water.
What if he just pooped? Like she came out as he was mid-poop?
Oh, okay. Well, then, that's going to be very uncomfortable for both of them.
Everyone involved.
He's stuck standing there like, oh, man, I haven't even wiped yet.
No, he's in the middle of it.
She just wants to strike up a conversation.
Well, she can't speak. Remember that. Oh wait, did she lose her voice at this point? Well, it's going to be covered. Her mouth. Okay.
Oh,
anyway.
what? I haven't seen the Little Mermaid in years. I forgot that she couldn't speak.
Well, only when she got her legs, but anyway.
Wait, when she's got legs, she can't speak?
Yeah, because it was taken by the Ursula.
Right, voice.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, that's right.
Well, she's still in the
Yeah,
bowl, so she's probably still a mermaid at that point.
That's what I'm saying. Like, if she was still a mermaid, then she could still sing and stuff. So
So
but could she sing if she's got?
She's covered in
But if you're saying exactly like if you're saying he just took number 2, then she could be not in the a good state of singing.
I'm serenaded by Toilet Mermaid.
I love that movie.
It's not something I would enjoy.
How are we doing for time, guys?
It's nearly 2:30.
Yeah, we've got like 15 minutes.
Yeah.
Ooh.
I'd say another 15 minutes because we've been streaming for about an hour and 15. So
Horrifying that destroy my childhood.
Actually, yeah, I can't even see how long we've been going for.
oh, I'm. If you look at the YouTube actual stream, it's
You've got it open.
yes.
Yeah. I've just got the chat open. It's very quiet today.
It is, but that's fine.
Hmm.
It's the time. That's why I remember last week it was on a Thursday, so maybe Thursdays are better.
Maybe.
Maybe
Yeah.
I don't know.
But then it's saying that like everyone that we generally know is on Australian time, so they're all at work and shit. So
Yeah, and actually, like right now in say the west coast of the US, it is 7:30 right now. So
it's dinner time.
yeah,
They could watch us while they have some Eggos and chicken.
sure. Eggos and chicken is delicious,
I was fucking craving waffles last night, man.
dude. I want pancakes, man.
Pancakes.
I made
Oh,
pancakes
yes.
yesterday. That was so
I was like, I want pancakes, man.
Man, Cass is like right around the corner from like a pancake parlor like half the time, so that's bullshit.
true. I had some about a month.
Dude, Cass, where you live right now, I'd be just eating out all the time. It'd be awful.
Yeah, but I like it too much.
It'd be awful. Like I would just order in, man, like burgers, whatever. Just
Oh man, you can totally just get trailer park delusion
shut
every
up about that, because I want some.
day. You even managed to turn that into a song.
Everything is a song if you want it to be.
Living his Disney life.
Dude, that'd be wicked, like a musical life.
I just think that'd be really distracting. Like you're just having a regular conversation, and then all of a sudden, like the music starts up. You're like, for fuck's sake, I just want to talk.
I would do it more often if I didn't come off as a complete weirdo.
But if it was like part of your everyday life, I reckon you'd get sick of it pretty quickly.
Nah, man, I love singing. Just singing random shit, making stuff up like while I'm washing the dishes, and then like trying to make it sound like a Disney song. Legit.
Just feel like I'm not singing enough.
That's it. I forgot to talk about the cons. Okay, cons this year. I was thinking about it before I forgot about it. Well, we still got like 10 minutes.
I'm so out of the blue.
Yeah, I just remembered now randomly. First show is I think the Supernova.
In April, yeah. At least for Australia, unless you're going elsewhere.
That's the end of April, correct?
I think it's mid-April.
Mid-April? Let me see.
Yep.
What date, April?
I don't freaking know. Let's find out. Supernova. No.
Okay, it's mid late.
Oh, it is. It's 29th and 30th.
Excellent.
Is that right?
Well, I mean, if it says so on the side.
Yeah.
My
29th and
first
30th.
show actually then is, if all goes according, I will be going to MEFCC again, which is in Dubai.
Oh, nice.
Oh, cool.
And then I'll be going to Supernova. And then I guess a couple of months until like the first one after that would be in June, which is there's amazing. I'm talking to a guy that one of the organizers right now. Amazing Con in Vegas, and then Anime Expo in LA. San Diego Comic Con, Evo in Vegas again.
Far out, man.
Amazing Con in Hawaii.
She's all over the place.
And then PAX West in Seattle. And then and that's it for like all those shows in summer. And I think if we hopefully like if they have us back at the one in Japan, then that one's going to happen in December.
Far out, man.
That would be great.
Yeah.
Is that all actually under Udon now?
Most of these are under Udon. A couple of them are just because they just contacted me. I think there's also the Abu Dhabi show. That's later on in the year also. So in November, I think, something like that. So yeah, it's going to be pretty fill up.
Sounds really busy, man. Really busy.
It is, I know, but sometimes I'm like, should I cut down because I want to get shit done?
Yeah.
But I don't know. I like conventions. I like seeing all my international family art fams.
It is a bit like that.
It is like that's one of the honestly that I would say is the primary reason I do those international shows is to hang out with them again. And like secondary is obviously, the show itself and making a bit of extra, which I will, end up using to buy food while there. I don't really make a lot, just lots of signing and stuff. Waffles, chicken and waffles, some pancakes, all the candies that they have.
Oh
yeah. You just go just become hella
fat.
Hella fat.
Just do cons to get fat.
Pretty much.
It's going to be my excuse from now on.
Variety of food.
Why are you fat? Conventions.
Fat conventions. It's energy so that I can draw.
All right, guys. I think I'm going to wrap this up because I've just been informed that I have a house inspection to go to in like 15 minutes.
Awesome.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, so that's fun. But sorry, it means we have to cut it short. But we've been going for like 2.5 hours, so...
Short.
2.5,
I wouldn't even say short. It's short. It's like an hour and 20 minutes. So that's 80 minutes still. That's pretty damn good.
That's a lot. That's a lot of us to listen to.
I am so happy. I'm going to turn this up the right way. Oh, no, that's the wrong way. That's my
That looks awesome, Cass.
Far out, Cass. That's amazing.
I know. You're kind of bullshit. Like, look at that. Cass, we still got a collab, man. You got to fucking paint that shit. Like a gangster.
And I'll do it.
Yeah, it's just you gotta make up the background like you did then, because your background's like that's killer. That's annoyingly good.
Yeah.
Sorry.
Don't be.
Yeah.
Don't be sorry.
Well, have a lovely guys.
Yeah, thanks for checking out, guys. Those are watching live and those who are going to check it out afterwards.
Cool. Do you guys want to drop your links where people can find you? Jeff?
Sure.
Oh,
I'm at Cass.
Go, Cass.
Yeah, at Cassubine on Instagram is probably the best place to find me right now.
Nice. You don't have a YouTube channel, do you?
I need to put more stuff on it before I start pimping it out, so yeah.
Okay, cool. When you do, let us know. What about you, Jeff?
I will.
I am at the Chamba on Twitter, Instagram. That's my DeviantArt also. My YouTube, just type in, I guess, Jeffrey Chamba Cruz. That should lead you to somewhere.
Yeah, that shows up with your channel. I was having a look the other day.
Wicked. Cool.
And what about you, Marty?
Pretty much just Instagram these days, so it's just at Abel Art, ABEL. Not Ellie.
Yeah.
So easy. And you can find me at Chris McQuinlan Art, pretty much on anywhere, including YouTube, even though my link, for some reason, is still Ill-Minded Child, and I don't know how to change it. But hopefully I can figure that out.
Also,
yes.
For next week's show, if the people who are watching this, if you have any questions and suggestions of what you would like us to talk about, please let us know.
Chuck them in the comments, guys.
Let us know.
Yep.
Sure.
Thanks for watching episode 2 of the Art Bastards. We'll catch you guys later.
Cheers.
Thanks, guys. See you later.